Oh, right. So on the screen we have the Super Falcons of Nigeria in a training session. Well, the goalkeepers of the Super Falcons is what we have on the screen right now. I believe that was Comfort Rabo, and this is of course Chiamaka Nadoze catching shots from the goalkeeper trainer right there again. But yeah, the team is currently in camp. Of course, we're getting ready for the Women's African Cup of Nations. It's going to be starting on the 25th of July. So we're kind of like less than a week away from the start. Of course, our first game will be against Malawi. That will be on the 28th of July. And we are grouped alongside Malawi, Zambia, and Egypt. Pretty tough group if you ask me. And what makes it even tougher is the situation the Super Falcons find themselves in right now. Not having all your players in camp, not having enough players to play a friendly when it comes to that friendly match against Ghana. But of course, right now, still without a full camp, even though the number has risen a little bit. We have 19 players in camp. That's 9 more than it was the last time I talked about it. There were 10 players in camp at that time. Now, the reason why a number of our players have been held up by their clubs is because FIFA really doesn't make them release the players on time. I think it's only a few days before the competition starts that they really have to release the players to the country. So that's the situation we find ourselves in right here. The clubs really don't have to release the players. Even the players in Mexico, like Uchenna Kanu, still with the club, and you're like, what are y'all doing over there? Y'all are not playing any matches. So that's the situation, and we just have to work around it. We're not the only ones in that situation. Malawi is also in that situation with Chiwenga. One of the Chiwenga sisters plays for Kansas City. Then you have Zambia. Chilufya just got an assist yesterday that I saw. Then Barbara Banda also with Orlando Pride. I'm pretty sure she played for him last night. So we're not the only ones in this situation, but it is a tough situation to be in, either way it goes. Now, we'll be talking about the new players in camp in a second. Also, we'll be talking about a player that made a move in the same country that she was playing in, but it's still a good move. A player that a lot of people brought up when they talk about players that they wish would have been on this team or should have been on this team. But before we get into any of that though, please make sure to like this video. Thank you very much. So yeah, this right here was from TVC News. 19 players in camp, as you see right here. So from goalkeepers, you have Comfort Rabo joining in. We had those two already, Chiamaka Nadoze and Fatima Oloko. Comfort Rabo joins the fold. Osinachi Ohale, another player based in Mexico, she joins the fold. Then you have Sikiratu Isa, based in Israel, central defender, joining the fold. Christy Uchebe, placed under defender. She was placed under defender last time around when we played Senegal, but she played in the midfield both matches. So I don't know if it's the coach placing her on the defenders or I said defender, or is the media just doing it by themselves. So not too sure about that one. She is in camp now. Halimatu Ayinde. Fitness is the question for Halimatu Ayinde. I think her last game was in May. So that's a tough one, but she's in camp. Hopefully she's 100% and ready to go. Joy Omewa, of course, the 2-goal hero from the last time around against Senegal. She's in camp. Franny Odega, of course, legend. She's in camp. Rinsola Babajide, double champion from Italy. Kind of might have been the same situation with Jennifer Echegini, because I think Shukurata Ladipo came into camp earlier than she did. So I'm thinking that might have been her on her time doing something. Then you have Chiwendui Hezu. Of course, Pachuca plays at the same club as Osinachi Ohale. She's in camp. And what that means is that we have 19 players in camp right now. Now, as far as the 6 other players, Michelle Alozie, on her way. I saw her at the World Cup final. I'm not missing the World Cup final just for one day of camp. I'm with her on that one. Midfielder, By the way, I'm thinking it was a business type situation. She had Super Sport tagged in her video that she made, little clip. So I'm thinking it was a work situation.
Heading into the FIFA World Cup final with Super Sport. Yay!
Midfielders, Deborah Abiodun, of course, has a game tonight along with Gift Monday. Esther Okoronkwo had a game last night. Falashade Jamilusi, let me keep it real. I don't know what's going on in China. I've tried to follow up with Falashade Jamilusi, but it is hard following Chinese women's clubs. I'm going to keep it real. Uchenna Kanu, Cruz Azul. Don't know why that's happening either. Like, what do y'all have going on? Y'all not playing in the Champions League, so I don't understand that situation, but those are the 6 players that we're waiting on. Really good players, but we do have 19 players in camp right now, which is a good situation. Moving on to the player that just made a move, and that player is Suliat Abideen. A number of people, like I said at the beginning, have brought her up when it comes to players that they felt should have been on this Super Falcons squad right here. She played for a club in Turkey that had won the league. Well, they did not win the league yet. She signed like halfway point through the season, and when she joined, she won the league with them. They went into the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. I think they went to the lower level than the Champions League after that. From Get, that was the name of the club, From Get. But now she's leaving From Get and she's joining Fenerbache in the Turkish league, of course. And why I feel like it's a good move is Fenerbahce just won the league and they're going to be in the Champions League this season. So if you can't beat them, join them. So I feel like it's a good situation. Of course, you have Nigerian teammates there already. In Flores Sebastian, Regina Otu. Those two were instrumental to the team winning that title last season. Not too sure about Flores. I've not seen her in training, but I've not seen anything about her leaving the club. So I'm going to stick with she's still at the club. And I feel like it's a real good situation. It's a good situation. Suliat Abideen, great attacking midfielder. Can play as a central midfielder, has goals in the locker, assists in the locker, physical player, strong. And I feel like she's going to bring a lot to this team. The team is already good. So if she brings a little 1-2 and adds to what they already have, it's going to be a good situation. So I think it's a good move. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Not too sure about how long it is. I ain't seen anything about length of contract. So I guess we're just going to be looking at this year. But let me know your thoughts on everything. Make sure to like this video. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.